Hello and welcome back to another video inside of my YouTube channel. In this one, I'm going to be answering the question, how do we consistently come up with great content ideas? Now, as someone who runs a content agency, this is something that we get day in, day out. It's not just from one person, it's from loads and loads of people. And although I haven't got time to go into everything, although I will do more and more of this on the channel, what I'm going to take you through is our diary hack. So something that we look at purely based around documentation as a content strategy. But actually, when it comes to generating inbound leads, it's probably the most effective. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to share with you my diary so you can see exactly what it is and talk you through how we would look at it and then come up with some proactive ideas with some key things to think about. So as I look to share my screen here, you will actually see my lovely diary here. If I'm going to open this up so it's full screen for you so you can see it. Now, I've blanked out some of the names, obviously, for data protection reasons, really. But this is what a normal week looks like for us. And your diaries may look exactly the same. If they don't, and you don't have a calendar, then this probably isn't for you. This is for people that have got calendars in place and they use them. And this is something that we work with for all of our content clients that are part of our agency at the moment. So we would take a typical screenshot like this. And you will notice there's lots and lots of different things on here, from content planning reviews to webinar project updates to sales calls, all the way through to public talks that I do, strategy sessions, etc., etc. Now, your diary will be completely different to this. But what's really, really important is to take a moment to look at it and go, do you know what? There's actually lots and lots of content here. There's loads of stuff that you can talk about. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is that they try to come up with new ideas all the time, rather than actually looking at what's in front of them and what they're doing anyway. And what I find is that when people go away and try to create new, fresh content, they're not as passionate, they're not as committed, and therefore it doesn't come across in the right way. And you lose the ability to engage your ideal client, to engage your ideal customer, that potential person that's viewing you online. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how I do this, right? Because there's lots of different angles that you can take. But what we want to do for step number one is put ourselves in the minds of our ideal client. So actually think, what is it that our ideal client needs to see and needs to hear and needs to read to be able to move that one step closer to wanting to work with us? So I've got content planning on here. Now, content planning is important, it's crucial to what we do, but an ideal client isn't going to really reach out for the fact of me doing a post about content planning. However, I'm going to take a strategy call that I've done here. So you can see here where it says audience call on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Now, on that call, I remember breaking down this business's objectives. So I was like, okay, well, what are you working on for clients right now? Okay, great. We got the answer to that. So they were working on a piece of strategic consultancy. They'd also had a meeting with a client talking all about a hybrid event that they're going to be running. And I was like, that's great. Okay, so let's talk about that. So we looked at all the different things that they were doing in each day. We looked at what was going on in that hybrid event strategy, and we realized that their clients would need to speak about that. Now, that's content for them. The content for me here with this is about spending time with a client, understanding what their customers would find value from, very similar to the video I'm creating here, actually, and then what we then did to create the strategy of it. So that call there has turned into a post for us where we laid out the structure of that call. I took it and then went away and created it. Now, put yourself in that position. Have you done a sales call this week? Have you done one? If you've done that sales call this week, or if you had a client call this week, if you've done a client call this week, what did you discuss? You don't have to release any privileged information, but what did you discuss? What were the plans? What were the projects? What were the stuff that you were excited about and talking about? Turn that into a piece of content to show off the value that you can give to clients. I then had on Thursday, you can see a presentation that I delivered. Now, I delivered our pet presentation. I could lift that up and go, okay, great. What were the three biggest things that I spoke about in that presentation that other people would find value? One of them was this diary hack. I shared this diary hack system on that presentation. Loads of people found value from it. It's turned into content. We've then I did a strategy session with Vicky. And throughout that session, what we actually went through and broke down was where her business was right now, what she was doing from a marketing systems point of view, because we're about to launch a campaign with her. And what we don't want to do is launch that campaign and have the business go into this empty black hole. So we spent the time making sure that we had all the infrastructure, her team in the right place, her systems in the right place to be able to do it. That's content. Again, you're starting to see how we're doing this here. We're putting ourselves in our minds of our ideal clients and going, what am I actually interested in finding more about in this diary hack? I had a sales call with a guy called Nick today. I'm recording this video at like 7:30 and releasing it on the same night, right? But I had a sales call today with Nick. Nick has an amazing app that he has, which is all based in a particular city where he promotes businesses for the local community. I spoke about the strategy and the ideas that we had and how we would look to improve that, and the content that we would put out to actually showcase that story and how so many other businesses miss out on it. I could put that as a piece of content. Content delivery process, the importance of improving systems and making sure that our customers are as happy as they can be. This diary hack is literally how I create content and never run out of ideas. And I think it's absolutely critical if you're looking at creating content every single day. Now, that's just a little bit of an insight. Have a look at your diary. What is it that you can talk about? And if you have any ideas or you want any feedback from me, either drop me a message with maybe a screenshot of your diary with things crossed out, or in the comments below, put an example in where you might want some more ideas from us and I'll happily give it to you. I'm actually offering at the moment free content strategy calls. So if you want a conversation with me around your content and how we can potentially do some work together, my specific thoughts on what I would do with your business, then again, drop a comment down below. Links there in the description. Hope this one's been helpful. See you all soon. Peace.